Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Why and our spoilers. Monday, August 18th, Lily vs. Cain, Audra's mistake, Nikki's fix-it. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Monday, August 18th, 2025. Fans can expect Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and Cain Ashby's, Billy Flynn, deal to be a no-go. What is this? Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, can tell that Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, is hiding something from him. Plus, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, tries to smooth things over in the family. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly weigh in our spoilers, here. Lily Winters vs. Cain Ashby. Let's start off with Lily and Cain. Fans know that Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, urged Lily to get close to Cain. However, Lily also has personal history with Cain, and kids with the man. So, to have her get closer to him, especially right after Damian Cain's, Jermaine Rivers, death, might not be an easy task. Lily does try to make a deal with Cain to get intel about his plans. However, it seems that the two reach a stalemate. Read this. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Nick's hesitation raises eyebrows as Sharon plans future. The Young and the Restless has always thrived on explosive rivalries, passionate love stories, and heartbreaking betrayals that push Genoa City into chaos, and few relationships have carried the same intensity, heartbreak, and constant roller coaster as the saga of Lily Winters and Cain Ashby. What started as one of daytime's most compelling romances has once again spiraled into questions of loyalty, deception, and raw emotions that threaten to shatter the lives of everyone connected to them. Fans of YNR know that Lily and Cain's love story has always been rooted in fire and resilience, but as new conflicts rise to the surface, their once unbreakable bond may be reaching a point of no return. Viewers are buzzing as the drama unfolds because Lily and Cain are not just another couple, they are icons of Young and the Restless history, and their latest chapter could define whether they remain a cautionary tale of doomed love or a story of redemption that triumphs against all odds. Lily Winters has fought to reclaim her sense of identity in recent years, carving her place as a powerful, confident woman in both her personal and professional life. She has proven she is no longer the innocent young girl who once leaned on Cain for stability but a powerhouse who can stand on her own 2 feet. Her leadership at Chancellor Winters and her fierce devotion to her family have made her one of Genoa City's strongest players, and she has little patience left for the betrayals of the past. On the other side stands Cain Ashby, a man whose charm, charisma, and deep love for Lily have always been tainted by his inability to stay out of trouble. Whether through lies, schemes, or misplaced loyalty, Cain has often been his own worst enemy, creating wounds that Lily has struggled to forgive. While he has tried time and time again to prove his love and win back her trust, his missteps continue to haunt him, casting doubt on whether Cain truly deserves a second chance. At the heart of their ongoing battle is the central question: can love really conquer all, or are their wounds too deep to ever fully heal? Lily's patience with Cain has worn thin after years of deception, and her heart is no longer as forgiving as it once was. Cain, however, insists that his love for Lily is stronger than anything, and he is willing to fight to the bitter end to prove it. This sets the stage for a showdown filled with emotional confrontations, power struggles, and unexpected alliances that could shake the very foundation of Genoa City. Fans will recall that Lily and Cain's romance has always been written in fire. They defied the odds when their relationship first began, with Cain's murky past and secrets threatening to destroy them before they even had a chance. Through paternity scandals, infidelity, and tragic accidents, Lily and Cain weathered storm after storm, often finding their way back into each other's arms. But every reconciliation came with scars, and those scars are now becoming cracks in the foundation of their love story. Lily's current mindset leaves little room for excuses, and she is determined not to be dragged down by Cain's missteps again. What makes this battle even more riveting is that it is not just about romance, it is about power, independence, and identity. Lily has stepped into her own, commanding respect in her career and building a strong sense of self-worth that does not depend on Cain's validation. She no longer sees herself as someone who needs to stand behind Cain's decisions, and that creates an entirely new dynamic. Cain, on the other hand, has always defined much of his identity through his connection to Lily and their family. Without her, he risks losing not only the love of his life but also the sense of purpose that has carried him for years. This imbalance makes their rivalry all the more intense, as Cain is fighting not just for Lily's heart but for his very survival as a man who refuses to let go. The drama intensifies as whispers of betrayal and fresh secrets emerge. Cain's history makes it difficult for Lily to trust him completely, and every questionable move he makes reignites old wounds. Is Cain hiding something yet again? Has he fallen back into old habits that will ruin his chances forever? Or is Lily projecting past betrayals onto a man who is genuinely trying to change? The tension keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, wondering whether this war between Lily and Cain will end in reconciliation or permanent destruction. Adding to the chaos is the reaction of those around them. The Winters family has always been protective of Lily, and Devon in particular is not one to hold back when it comes to calling out Cain's flaws. Devon's disapproval could drive an even deeper wedge between the couple, as Lily finds herself caught between her loyalty to her brother and the unresolved love she may still feel for Cain. At the same time, Cain's desperation may lead him to form dangerous alliances with unlikely players in Genoa City, pulling him further away from the man Lily once loved. The fallout from this battle could spread beyond just the two of them. Their children, who have already endured more than their fair share of heartbreak, could once again find themselves in the middle of their parents' war. Will Lily and Cain's inability to find common ground cost them the chance to heal their family? Or will the threat of losing everything finally force them to confront their issues head-on? YNR has never shied away from painting Lily and Cain's relationship in shades of gray, and that is what makes this storyline so compelling. There are no easy villains or perfect heroes here, just two people who love each other deeply but may not be able to overcome the weight of their past. Lily's strength and independence are inspiring, while Cain's vulnerability and devotion tug at the heartstrings. Viewers are torn between wanting to see Lily free of the pain Cain has caused and hoping for a miracle that allows them to reunite. As this storyline unfolds, the possibilities are endless. Could Cain win Lily back with one grand gesture of redemption that proves he has truly changed? Could Lily finally cut ties for good, stepping fully into her power without looking back? Or could fate deliver an unexpected twist that neither of them sees coming, forcing them to put aside their differences and unite against a greater threat? With the young and the restless, nothing is ever simple, and the journey promises to be as thrilling as the destination. One thing is certain, Lily Winters versus Cain Ashby is more than just a personal battle. It is a war that speaks to the heart of what YNR does best: raw emotions, family loyalty, betrayal, and the constant question of whether love is enough to overcome the darkest of challenges. Fans will not want to miss a single moment, because this feud has the potential to redefine not only Lily and Cain's future but also the legacy of one of Genoa City's most unforgettable love stories. The weeks ahead will test their limits, their patience, and their love like never before. Cain may find himself on the verge of collapse if Lily pushes him away once and for all, while Lily may be forced to confront the lingering love she tries so hard to deny. In the end, will this be the ultimate heartbreak that finally severs their bond forever, or will it be the crucible that strengthens them beyond anything they have ever endured? Nate Hastings' Sixth Sense. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, August 18th reveal that Audra came back from Italy but didn't want to discuss the trip. Then, Audra claimed that she had reconsidered La Bronte. Nate suspects that his girlfriend is keeping a secret from him. Will he get the truth from Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron? The Young and the Restless has always thrived on the fine line between intuition and deception, and no character embodies that tension more in recent storylines than Dr. Nate Hastings. As a man of science and discipline, Nate has built his reputation on logic, skill, and facts. Yet in Genoa City, where secrets lurk in every corner and betrayals come cloaked in charm, his sharp instincts and uncanny sixth sense have become just as important as his medical expertise. Lately, viewers have noticed that Nate's intuition has been sounding alarms before anyone else dares to notice, making him a pivotal force in uncovering hidden agendas, unmasking lies, and sensing danger before it strikes. This newfound edge gives Nate an aura of mystery and power, but also paints a target on his back, as his sixth sense could dismantle schemes that others have worked hard to keep buried. For years, Nate has been a man caught between two worlds. As a doctor, he has spent his career healing others, saving lives, and upholding truth. But as a Hastings in the Newman and Winters orbits, he has been drawn into corporate warfare, manipulation, and high-stakes power plays that clash with his oath of honesty. This duality has sharpened his ability to read people, and in a city where everyone wears a mask, Nate has proven time and again that he can see beyond the surface. His sixth sense is not just a narrative gimmick, it has become a survival tool, an emotional compass that allows him to sense when someone is lying, hiding, or plotting. Fans have seen glimpses of it before, like when Nate sensed Devon's growing suspicions long before others caught wind, or when he knew Victor's manipulations ran deeper than what was visible. In romance, too, Nate has been plagued and blessed by instincts that often tip him off to trouble before his relationships implode. His connection with Elena ended when his sense told him something wasn't right, even if he tried to deny it. His affair with Victoria carried the same undercurrent. Nate could feel the storm clouds gathering even while basking in forbidden passion. Now, his sixth sense is growing stronger, almost as though the betrayals he has endured have heightened his awareness. But with great perception comes great responsibility, and Nate's latest instincts are pointing toward a series of crises that could rock Genoa City to its core. What exactly is Nate sensing? The whispers in Chancellor Winters point to tension brewing beneath the surface, and Nate feels the shift in the air. He knows Devon is not as forgiving as he claims, and Lily is not as neutral as she pretends. Nate's instinct tells him that both are waiting for the perfect moment to put him in check, to make him pay for betraying their trust when he tried to seize power. It is not paranoia, it is survival, and Nate's sixth sense could be the only thing standing between him and a devastating takedown. The Newmans are another battlefield altogether. With Victor always 3 steps ahead, Nick growing more wary, and Victoria's loyalty constantly in question, Nate can feel the walls closing in. His instincts are screaming that siding too closely with the Newman Empire could be his downfall, yet his attraction to Victoria and hunger for influence keep him tethered to dangerous ground. His sixth sense warns him that Victor may already be setting traps, that Adam's silence is far from surrender, and that Victoria herself may not be fully honest about her intentions. The inner voice he cannot silence tells him that if he does not tread carefully, his career, his family, and his very sense of self could be ripped apart. Beyond business, Nate's sixth sense extends into personal matters that could have wide-reaching consequences. He feels Devon and Abby's picture-perfect world is too stable to last. He senses Amanda may resurface with unfinished business, perhaps targeting him or Devon with unresolved anger. He can feel that the Winters family, so often fractured by secrets, is on the verge of another implosion, and once again, he will be in the crossfire. Even in the medical realm, Nate's instincts may be tested again. Soap operas often revisit past professions to create unexpected drama, and Nate's sixth sense as a doctor could put him in the position to save, or expose, someone in a medical crisis. Will he be the one to sense that a diagnosis is wrong? Will he detect a poisoning, a drug scandal, or a cover-up before anyone else? His training and intuition combined could place him at the center of a story that blends medicine and manipulation in the classic Wayanar style. The danger for Nate is that a sixth sense does not always bring peace, it can bring paranoia, loneliness, and doubt. If he is constantly reading into every conversation, second-guessing every smile, and dissecting every alliance, Nate risks alienating the very people he wants to protect. Viewers can already see the isolation creeping in, as he questions whether anyone truly has his back. His sixth sense warns him of betrayal at every turn, but will he push away potential allies in the process? That is the central tension. Does his gift become a curse? The genius of this storyline is how it makes Nate one of the most unpredictable players in Genoa City. His instincts mean he is rarely blindsided, but the constant burden of suspicion could drive him to desperate measures. Imagine Nate catching wind of a Newman scheme before it unfolds. Would he warn Victoria, risking Victor's wrath, or stay silent and let disaster strike? If he senses Devon is setting a trap, would he confront him directly or try to outmaneuver him in secret? Every choice becomes fraught with peril because Nate's sixth sense pushes him into action before others even recognize the danger. Fans of YNR thrive on the slow burn of tension, and Nate's heightened intuition delivers exactly that. Every time he walks into a room, the audience wonders what he sees, what he feels, what he knows that others don't. His sharp looks, his pauses, his quiet warnings, all of them suggest he is 5 steps ahead, and it keeps viewers glued to the screen. But the beauty of daytime drama is that even the sharpest characters can be wrong. What happens if Nate misreads his instincts? What if his sixth sense fails him at a critical moment? Could he accuse the wrong person, destroy a relationship that didn't need to end, or align with someone who ultimately betrays him? That possibility creates just as much tension as his victories. The future of Nate Hastings may very well depend on how he balances instinct and reality. Will his sixth sense make him the ultimate strategist, a man who can rise above betrayal and carve his own destiny? Or will it consume him, leading to paranoia, mistrust, and self-sabotage that leaves him alienated from everyone he loves? One thing is certain, the writers are crafting Nate's instincts into one of the most fascinating story devices in Genoa City today. With his sixth sense sharpening and enemies closing in, the stage is set for explosive confrontations, shocking reveals, and high-stakes drama that could redefine not only Nate's legacy but also the power structure of YNR itself. His instincts may save him or destroy him, but either way, fans are in for an unforgettable ride. Audra Charles's losses. Once Nate starts asking Audra questions, she will try to cover up her sins. However, Nate has a way of getting information from people. So, it might not take long before Nate pushes Audra to confess. What is this? Nate knows that Audra was desperate to get another chance at business, but I'm not sure he'll be okay with her plan to seduce Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer. Even though nothing technically happened, Audra kept this part of the plan from Nate. So, I'm not sure if that relationship can be saved. The Young and the Restless has never shied away from exploring the depths of human suffering, loss, and the consequences of a life lived in the shadow of family legacy, ambition, and high-stakes corporate intrigue. Few characters embody these themes as poignantly as Audra Charles, the matriarch of the powerful and sometimes merciless Charles family. Over the years, Audra has endured heartbreak, betrayal, and personal setbacks that would have crushed a lesser woman, yet she continues to command attention, respect, and influence in Genoa City. Her recent storylines, however, have shone a spotlight on a series of devastating losses that threaten to strip away the facade of invincibility she has worked so hard to maintain. From business betrayals to personal heartbreaks, Audra's current trajectory on The Young and the Restless is nothing short of gripping television, blending high drama with emotional resonance that keeps fans glued to every episode. Audra Charles is a woman who has always been defined by her power, her intelligence, and her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of Genoa City with poise and strategy. Yet, even the most formidable figures are vulnerable when faced with loss on multiple fronts. The most immediate and heart-wrenching of these is the erosion of her family bonds. Audra has long prided herself on her ability to keep her children and relatives united, even amidst corporate rivalries and hidden agendas. But recent events have shown that blood ties do not guarantee loyalty. Secrets kept in the shadows, decisions made in desperation, and rivalries among those closest to her have created cracks in her family structure, leaving Audra isolated and forced to confront the painful reality that even those she loves most are capable of betrayal. This emotional turmoil is compounded by losses in the corporate arena. As the head of the Charles family's business empire, Audra has had to contend with hostile takeovers, aggressive competitors, and insiders who are more than willing to undermine her authority for personal gain. Each setback chips away at her carefully constructed image of invulnerability. Investors doubt her judgment, colleagues question her decisions, and adversaries see weakness where once there was only strength. The combination of personal and professional losses has created a maelstrom that tests Audra's resilience like never before. What makes her struggle even more compelling is the contrast between her public persona and private grief. On the surface, Audra maintains a veneer of control, elegance, and confidence that demands respect. She is a woman who can walk into a boardroom or a social event and command the room without uttering a word out of place. But beneath that facade lies a complex emotional landscape, one filled with fear, doubt, and the lingering pain of repeated disappointments. Audra's losses are not merely circumstantial, they strike at the core of her identity, forcing her to question her role in a world that constantly challenges her. One of the most significant losses in Audra's recent storyline has been the deterioration of romantic relationships that once offered stability or hope. Throughout her time on YNR, Audra has had her heart entangled with partners who have either disappointed her, betrayed her, or passed away, leaving her to navigate grief and longing in isolation. This recurring pattern of loss highlights not only the fragility of love in Genoa City but also Audra's enduring courage as a woman willing to open her heart despite repeated pain. Each failed romance adds layers to her character, reminding viewers that even the strongest personalities are vulnerable to heartbreak. Compounding the emotional and romantic losses are the ongoing struggles with loyalty and trust. In Genoa City, alliances are fluid, and those who once promised support may turn against you in moments of weakness. Audra has experienced this firsthand as business partners, family members, and friends have at times sided with adversaries, leaving her to grapple with feelings of betrayal and abandonment. The cumulative effect of these betrayals has forced Audra to become both more guarded and more strategic, sharpening her instincts and honing her ability to anticipate danger before it strikes. Yet, even with all of her experience, these losses carry an emotional toll that is impossible to ignore. The Young and the Restless has cleverly woven Audra's personal and professional hardships together, creating a narrative that feels both immediate and epic in scope. Fans have seen her grieve the loss of business deals just as intensely as she mourns the erosion of family ties or the death of a loved one. Each setback is a reminder that power and influence do not inoculate one against suffering. In fact, her position at the top may make each loss even more acute, as the stakes are higher and the consequences more public. The ripple effects of Audra's losses extend far beyond her own storyline, impacting the dynamics of Genoa City as a whole. Characters who interact with her, be they allies or adversaries, must navigate the shifting landscape she inhabits, and the tension created by her grief and frustration often ignites new conflicts. Whether in the boardroom, at a social event, or within the family circle, Audra's losses serve as catalysts for drama, driving plots forward and ensuring that the stakes remain high for everyone involved. Perhaps the most compelling aspect of Audra Charles's journey is her resilience in the face of repeated loss. Despite the betrayals, heartbreaks, and setbacks, she continues to assert herself, fight for her family, and maintain her influence in Genoa City. This resilience makes her a character that fans both admire and empathize with. It is this ability to endure, adapt, and strategize that ensures Audra remains central to the narrative, even as her losses pile up around her. Writers have skillfully crafted her storylines to showcase not just the pain of loss but the complexity of navigating life as a woman who refuses to be defeated. Audra's losses also highlight broader themes within the Young and the Restless, particularly the intersection of power, ambition, and vulnerability. In a city where wealth and influence are prized above all else, the personal toll of ambition is often overlooked. Audra's story reminds viewers that success is rarely without sacrifice, and that those who rise to the top must also contend with the isolation, betrayal, and grief that accompany such positions. Her losses serve as a mirror to the audience, reflecting both the glamour and the harsh realities of life in Genoa City. Furthermore, Audra's experiences have created opportunities for alliances and rivalries that continue to shape the landscape of the show. Characters who once opposed her may now find themselves sympathetic, while those who seemed loyal may reveal ulterior motives. The constant interplay between trust and betrayal adds layers of complexity to her narrative, ensuring that every decision she relationships will endure, which alliances will fracture, and whether Audra will ultimately triumph or succumb to the pressures surrounding her. The Young and the Restless has long been celebrated for its ability to blend emotional depth with high-stakes drama, and Audra Charles's losses exemplify this storytelling mastery. Her journey is a reminder that even the most powerful figures are not immune to suffering, and that resilience, courage, and strategy are essential tools for navigating a world rife with intrigue and deception. As Audra continues to face challenges, viewers can expect new twists, betrayals, and emotional confrontations that will test her limits and redefine her role in Genoa City. Whether dealing with family strife, business sabotage, or personal heartbreak, Audra Charles stands as a testament to strength in adversity, a character whose losses illuminate the very essence of what makes daytime drama compelling. Her story resonates because it is both unique and universal, a portrait of a woman confronting the harsh realities of life while refusing to surrender to them. As the weeks unfold, Audra's losses may mount, but so too may her power, her insight, and her ability to influence the fates of those around her. Viewers will be watching closely, drawn into a narrative that combines emotional intensity with strategic maneuvering, ensuring that Audra Charles remains at the center of the action in The Young and the Restless. The interplay of grief, determination, and resilience ensures that her journey is not just about loss but also about the triumph of the human spirit, making her one of Genoa City's most compelling and unforgettable figures. Monday, August 18, 2025. As for Nikki, expect the matriarch to have family matters on her mind. The woman will try to smooth things over between Victor and Claire. However, it seems that Claire has truly had enough. Not just from Victor but anyone else who tries to complicate and destroy her life. Victor manipulated Claire and her relationship to get a certain outcome. That doesn't make him any better than Jordan, Colleen Zenk, or even Ian Ward, Ray Wise. So, I wonder what this means for Claire's future. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, August 18, 2025? Comment below. Watch your favorite CBS soap daily and check out SOS often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates.